So, can you buy an annuity at any age? That's the burning question, right? The answer is yeah, but the real question is why? I mean, just because you can buy one at any age is should you buy one? I mean, if you're 90 years old, why do you need an annuity? Why do you need to transfer risk? You've already beaten it. Or if you're 2 years old, why do you need one? So the question is, yeah, you can. Annuity companies, with some products there's age limits, but overall, you can buy one. But that's not the real question. The question is, do you need one? So what we're going to do is kind of go through where they fit and some examples for people that are really, really old and really, really young that have one. But that doesn't mean that they all need one. Everything is contractually guaranteed and transfer risk, so it really comes down to your specific situation. So we'll cover all that. Hang in there with me to the end of the video, because at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you how to get you all of my owner's manuals that I've written. I'll send them to you for free, no cost or no obligation. So let's talk age, let's talk annuities, let's get started. Okay, so the question is, can you buy an annuity at any age? Why would someone really, really old want to buy an annuity? Why would someone really, really young want to buy an annuity? Why would anyone want to buy an annuity? I guess we're going to cover that as well. So age does play into it from a standpoint of when is it time to transfer risk. So we're going to go through the young people that have annuities, older people that have annuities, and how you can determine if you need one, and if so, what type. So hang in there with me till the end of the video, and I will send you my 6 annuity owner's manuals that I've written. They're easy reads, thin and quick and factual. So hang in there to the end of the video and I'll tell you how to get these under no cost or no obligation. Let's talk age, let's talk annuities. So annuities are transfer of risk products, right? They're contracts. Let me give you a couple examples of people that old and young that buy annuities. Most people don't need annuities. I mean, if you have a life expectancy of 30, 40, 50 years, you don't need an annuity. You probably should have your money in the stock market. That's just staying the annuity man's opinion. I know what I'm talking about because I used to be on the other side in that stock market working for the major firms, so I do understand, markets and things like that. So just recently I had a client call, and he's in his 80s, and he just got his first great-grandson, and he said, I want to do something for him that's unique. And I have something that I came up with called the Legacy Income Monster, which is in essence a joint lifetime income annuity with the grandfather and the grandson, or children. And what it does is it creates a lifetime income stream for both lives, and because the income stream payments are based on your life expectancy at the time of the payment, the primary pricing mechanism is that 2-year-old, right? But it was pretty interesting how he did it. He put a lump sum in, and we did a cost of living adjustment increase on it so that it's increasing every year. But bottom line is he left a legacy of lifetime income for his grandson, joint life, and I thought that was pretty cool. So in that situation, and not all carriers will do that, but we found a couple that did, and so we did a joint life income stream with a very, very young person. So, but do most people, say 40 and below, need an annuity? In most cases not. They really do not. When you need an annuity, you need to be solving for something. I've come up with an acronym called P.I.L.L. P is for principal protection, I is for income for life, L is for legacy, and the other L is for long-term care, confinement care. Those are really the 4 primary places that I feel you should be looking to solve for with an annuity. If you don't need to solve for that, you don't need an annuity. If you need market growth, in my opinion, buy stocks and ETFs and mutual funds and things like that. The other thing is ask 2 questions. I've come up with 2 questions that pretty much simplifies the whole buying process. What do you want the money to contractually do? And when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? And from those 2 answers, we can then say, okay, you need this type of annuity, and we can run the quotes for you at stantheannuityman.com. If you want to talk to us, you can obviously set a time to talk about your specific situation. So, old or young, it really doesn't come down to that. It comes down to, do you need an annuity transfer risk contract? And if so, what type? Okay, so let's talk about the types of annuities and kind of the age ranges that people would be buying if they needed that type of annuity. Qualified longevity annuity contracts, QLACs, are really for people that have traditional IRAs and that are pointing toward retirement because it's a future income product. Same with deferred income annuities and immediate annuities, which are lifetime income products. Typically, the people that buy those are in their 50s and up and going into their 60s and 70s, looking for lifetime income, looking for pensions. Those are pension type products, in addition an income rider. And by the way, all of these products I'm talking about, you don't have to write everything down because I'm going to send you the books. I've written books on each one. So, but those four are like pension products. So most people that are looking for pensions are looking for they're older or they're going toward retirement, or they can actually see the finish line for retirement. So that's kind of the age ranges. Young people, I just don't see a fit for them. I have a lot of 40-somethings and 30-somethings call me and talking about annuities, and they've heard some sales pitch, and I literally have to tell them, hey, you've got 30, 40 years of life expectancy. You really don't need an annuity. Put your money in the stock market. You can afford the risk. You can afford the ups and downs. And I'm in my mid-50s. You kind of start thinking, okay, the finish line's somewhere down the road. I can't keep taking all this risk, and maybe I need to transfer risk, and maybe that's where you're at as well. But for young people, annuities, not a good thing. For older people, it all comes down to suitability and appropriateness. But regardless of your age, 50 and over, if you don't need to transfer a risk, you don't need annuities. But in most cases, most people are looking for an annuity transfer risk solution for income, for lifetime income, to fill that gap. And that's where it fits. And that's how in my opinion, the answer to what's the age, what's the perfect age. All right, we made it to the finish line. I've got another video I'd like for you to look at. It's called The Best of Fixed Annuity Rates. You can kind of look at that video, and I'll go through how those are determined so you can continue your annuity education there. Now, let's talk about the books. First of all, hit the subscribe button, please, because I put out a daily video. Every Monday through Friday, you're going to get a daily video from Stan the Annuity Man, all different, all informational, and all educational. In conjunction with that, you should get the books, and I'll tell you how to do that. Under me, look down, more info. There's the more info version. Let's go down a little bit. More info. See it? Okay. Click that, and then there'll be a drop down, and then you're going to hit a link, and you're going to be able to put in your physical mail-in address, and we'll ship you these books in this. Hold on, in this gold foil mailer. So that will come. You'll be the talk of your retirement community or your neighborhood as they deliver this to you. They'll say, "What is that?" That's Stan the Annuity Man books. And if you want quotes, you want to talk to us, interact, go to stantheannuityman.com. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.